In 1978, the Silver Slipper Casino in Las Vegas did something that sounds impossible. They removed every exit sign from their building, not just some of them, every single one. For 3 months, over 200,000 visitors walked through those doors with no clear way to see how to leave. What started as an experiment in keeping gamblers inside longer ended with people trapped during a fire alarm, a lawsuit that changed an entire industry, and the revelation of just how far casinos would go to take your money. The Silver Slipper sat on the Las Vegas Strip between Caesar's Palace and the Dunes. It was a mid-tier casino, struggling to compete with the massive resorts opening around it. In early 1978, management hired a consulting firm called Behavioral Architecture Associates to redesign their interior. The goal was simple: make people stay longer and spend more. What the consultants proposed was radical. They wanted to turn the entire building into what they called a controlled disorientation environment. The concept was based on research, showing that when people can't easily visualize an exit, they subconsciously feel they've invested too much effort to leave. It's the same psychology behind IKEA's maze-like layout, but taken to an extreme. The consultants convinced casino management that removing obvious exits would add an average of 47 minutes to each visitor's stay. At the Silver Slipper's average loss rate, that translated to millions in additional revenue annually. The renovation happened in stages. First, they removed the illuminated exit signs required by fire code, replacing them with small placards that blended into the decor. The fire marshal approved this because the exits themselves remained functional and the placards technically met minimum requirements. Then they reconfigured the interior layout, creating a subtle maze where every pathway seemed to lead deeper into the casino floor rather than toward the perimeter. Slot machines were arranged to block sightlines to doors. Mirrors created false perspectives. The carpet pattern itself was designed to make distance difficult to judge. Former dealer Patricia Ruiz later testified about what she witnessed during those months. Elderly visitors would approach her table, asking how to get out, confusion visible in their eyes. Parents with tired children would circle the same section repeatedly, unable to locate the door they'd entered through just hours earlier. Ruiz said management instructed staff not to point toward exits unless directly asked, and even then, to give minimal guidance. The philosophy was that finding the exit should feel like solving a puzzle that most people would rather avoid. The system worked exactly as designed. Average visitor duration jumped from 2 hours and 18 minutes to 3 hours and 9 minutes. Revenue increased 23% in the first quarter. Other casinos sent representatives to observe the Silver Slipper's layout, taking notes on the techniques. Trade publications ran articles praising the innovative approach to interior design. For 3 months, it seemed like the future of casino architecture. Then came August 14th. A kitchen fire triggered the alarm system at 9:37 in the evening. The casino was at capacity, approximately 800 people inside. Protocol required immediate evacuation, but in the confusion of flashing lights and alarm bells, people couldn't find the exits. The small placards that replaced illuminated signs were invisible in the chaos. The maze-like layout that seemed clever during normal operation became a death trap during emergency. Security footage showed people running in circles, retracing their steps, pushing against walls looking for doors. Staff members were overwhelmed trying to guide hundreds of panicked visitors through the deliberately confusing layout. The fire was contained quickly, but the evacuation took 11 minutes when it should have taken 3. 17 people were treated for injuries sustained in the crush near the eventually located exits. One elderly man suffered a heart attack attributed to the stress of being unable to escape. The lawsuits came within days. Victims claimed the casino had deliberately created a dangerous environment by removing clear exit signage and designing a disorienting layout. The casino argued they met minimum fire code requirements and that panic, not design, caused the injuries. But internal documents obtained during discovery revealed the truth. Emails between management and the consulting firm explicitly discussed making exits discoverable but not obvious, and creating productive confusion to extend visits. The Nevada Gaming Control Board opened an investigation. By October, they'd implemented new regulations requiring clearly visible, illuminated exit signs in all casinos, regardless of aesthetic concerns. The maze-like layouts couldn't be banned outright, but exits had to be visible from multiple points on any gaming floor. The Silver Slipper was fined $2.3 million and required to completely redesign their interior at their own expense. Behavioral Architecture Associates quietly dissolved. Their casino consulting contracts were terminated across the industry. But the psychological principles they'd weaponized didn't disappear. Today's casinos still use countless subtle tricks to keep you inside and gambling. They just have to do it with the exits clearly marked. The Silver Slipper closed in 1988, demolished to make room for newer resorts. But walk into any modern casino and you'll notice something interesting. The exits are lit. They're visible. They're required by law. That law exists because for 3 months in 1978, a casino proved exactly how far they'd go to trap you inside.